Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. Since I started recreating guides, or shall I say improving them, I thought it would be a good idea to create the one for all those who are starting to play Red Dead Online in 2022. Since the game was at a stage where no new content was created, but just a couple of days ago there were something positive on Steam database, so we actually might see something new. But still, so far, all these new discounts and weeklies or monthly updates nowadays are completely new players oriented, so I thought it would be wise to have some sort of guidelines in order to take the most advantage of the situation we're all in right now. So let's get started, shall we? After you leave Sisika Penitentiary, your adventure is about to start. Right after the series of cinematics, you'll unlock your first ability card. It is essential for you to pick Painted Black since other two cards are even less useful than being useless. First, you'll have 3 introduction missions. These are mandatory, and after you play them, you'll be left in your camp with the old drunk Crips. At first, he'll provide more or less useless company and will allow players to buy stuff they don't need early on. Besides Stewpot, all the other things Crips is selling are cosmetics and have no real use. Even the tent is not much big of a deal in all honesty. Even when you compare regeneration percentages, in reality it doesn't matter at all. Tonics are the only thing that could change balance to a certain degree. But what can you as a beginner do and what to spend your money on? Right now, don't buy anything. And when I say anything, I really mean it. You will have some money after introduction missions, but save this for the most important purchase you can make early. Buying bolt action rifle. It's the only essential you need, and this rifle will be your most loyal sidekick for all the days you remain in the frontier. Trust me. Now, the big question for all beginners is always the same. How to get money fast, how to grind gold even faster, how to reach certain level in a matter of hours. I understand that. Now, if I were you, I wouldn't bother with leveling up fast, since you'll definitely gain experience while grinding bucks and nuggets. And although many people say gold is what you need early on, it might not be the case. Yes, you need gold in order to buy licenses to play 5 roles of Red Dead Online, but all the things you need to play these properly are priced in dollars, and some are quite expensive for a newbie. That's why I would advise you to play missions or quests that have payout in both dollars and gold. And also, it is essential for grinding to take advantage of double or even triple payouts in certain weeks or months. For example, we had trader sales 2 times dollars and experience in late 2021 and early 2022. So people who played and had the butcher stable, a thing needed to play as trader, earned big at the time. There's almost always a bonus for playing PvP events, but these will be quite depressive for newbies since you won't be able to be a match for more experienced players who have maxed out abilities and have sets instead of just one ability, also probably fully overweight and with a full arsenal of weapons and proper bullets. But still, if you don't care that much to be gunned down often after the event ends, payout will be the same for everyone. There might be some insignificant difference in dollar payout, but it doesn't matter even to low levels. Now, if I ever start all over again, on a console maybe, I will go like this. First thing and we all need to do is to set our goals. Getting first role for yourself is an objective for everyone definitely, but not all the roles are equally good, especially for beginners. The only 2 roles that you should consider early on are Bounty Hunter or Collector role. How do you decide which one to take first? Discounts, as simple as that. Every now and then, besides weekly and monthly updates, Rockstar offer coupons with discounts for roles if players do certain tasks. And these are often very easily done, so it would be smart thing to do them in order to save yourself some gold. The second argument to take into consideration would be whether you want a role with opponents, NPCs, or you want to get collectibles without anyone staying in your way. I've opted for second option and did not regret at all. And I would do the same if I would pile up 15 gold bars and there would be no discount on Bounty Hunter role. So, if there's no discount and you have 15 gold bars, your pick should be Collector role. It will allow you to pile up $1,000 in around 60 minutes. Just follow the guide in the upper right corner or in the link in the description below and it will be really a piece of cake for you. If you decide to go for Bounty Hunter role, you'll have a bit more fun and on top of this, you'll have payout in both gold and dollars. And if you ask yourself which roles have payouts in gold besides Bounty Hunter, the answer is none. So if you still want to grind both bucks and gold, I have a guide for you as a Bounty Hunter, upper right corner or the description below. But there's a free alternative for all beginners, which I will explain in a minute. It is actually the only way to start earning besides playing storyline missions given by Jessica and Horley. Now, before this explanation, there are 3 more roles in the game. Trader, Moonshiner, and Naturalist, and I have to tell you, it wouldn't be wise for you to go for either of these in the beginning. Trader is very passive and the real money comes after you get large trader wagon and you would need many hours to reach needed level to buy it, and even more to get enough dollars to buy it. And when you finally do get it, at least 4 more hours to finally be able to sell your first large delivery. About the Moonshiner role, if you don't have Trader role rank 5, you would have to pay substantial amount of gold to become a Moonshiner. It is actually substantial even without the mentioned rank. Regular price if leveled 5 as Trader is 25 gold bars, and if you don't have the mentioned rank, additional cost of 5 gold bars is needed upfront. And when you do simple math, for the price of 2 best rolls you get 1, which is fun but not so fruitful early on. There is also a Naturalist role, but this role has almost imaginary payouts and is by far the least interesting one for beginners in my opinion. So stay away from it until you have all the other roles already unlocked. Now, I mentioned an alternative for Bounty Hunter role, the early money grind method, you remember. In fact, there are very interesting bunch of jobs given by station clerks with payout in gold and dollars. When the Blood Money update arrived, these missions got its overhaul, which was very nice in all honesty. And since I mentioned Blood Money update, this one actually gave a free alternative to the Bounty Hunter role in my opinion. This role is related to the Saint Denis mob underboss Guido Martelli, a right hand of Angelo Bronte, who you met in chapter 4 in the offline story mode. So if you played story mode, you even briefly saw Martelli, but probably didn't pay attention to him that much. And why would you, quite frankly, since he's totally insignificant offline. All the missions in the Blood Money line of work have, like all the other free roam missions, stranger missions, however you like it, payout in both dollars and gold. We also have a few Telegram missions, which are basically more of the same, stranger missions with different name. Now, there's a difference on how to trigger all these stranger missions. Regular free roam train clerks and strangers have their location on the map. All of them have 2 spawn locations, so you can just look for their icon on your map, and after you reach and approach them, press an adequate key on your keyboard or joypad to pick from one of the missions they have to offer. Triggering Telegram missions is a bit easier, probably the easiest to be honest. You just have to go to your camp logbox or a post office and take a dedicated Telegram named A New Source of Employment, which will allow you to start these missions by opening your satchel and finding them like this. To start Blood Money missions, you have to meet Guido Martelli first. You'll find him in Saint Denis. After the cinematic, you'll be able to visit his 4 lieges. They do have their own set of stranger missions, as you can see, but switching tabs will allow you to choose from either their own job offers or these given by Martelli. Now, there are 2 types of jobs within the Blood Money line of work, crimes and opportunities. Crimes are, let's say, regular jobs where you will be able to choose a quest with single mission involved or other more complicated ones with 3 related missions needed to be done in order to finish the entire quest. While doing all these crimes, you should loot corpses of dead NPCs and nearby boxes in order to find some capitale. If you ask what capitale is, it is third currency without any other use than to start Blood Money opportunities, which have the best payout of all and are also most interesting ones. Pity there's only 3 of these opportunities, but that's Rockstar's way, I guess. Now, why did I say this is a free alternative for Bounty Hunter role? Well, the gold payout formula is the same one used for bounties. Dollar payout is also very similar one, with crimes being regular 1, 2 or 3 star bounties and opportunities being at infamous or legendary bounties payout levels. The level of fun is equal, or on the second thought, these Blood Money missions might be even more interesting than bounties sometimes. Anyhow, early, having these free roam or stranger missions, whatever you like to call them, will give so much fun that you won't really need bounty hunter role. After you do most of these, since there's a slim chance one will ever do all the stranger, telegram and blood money missions, you'll have enough gold probably to buy all the roles besides bounty hunters, so you'll have plenty of fun playing them in the beginning of your RDO journey while piling up both gold and dollars. So besides playing these missions, the only other source of income will be RDO story missions, which are outstanding in my opinion. After 3 mentioned introduction missions, you'll be able to choose the path of the gunslinger or the path of the outlaw by playing 3 so-called choice missions. Shifting your honor from honest to dishonest and vice versa will unlock the mission 3 or a branch if you prefer you belong to. These choice missions are called like that because of choices you make while playing them will pick the appropriate path for you. Now, don't worry about being forced to play just one branch. As soon as you finish it, you'll be able to shift your honor bar to the opposite side and appropriate missions will unlock for you. You'll be able to shift honor even between missions, but that just doesn't have sense and takes absurd amount of time. I must tell you that you can change your honor by paying 3 gold bars to Old Man Jones, and I'm sorry I even mentioned it, because you shouldn't do this ever. Gold is far too invaluable to be wasted so easily. Once you do all the missions, you'll be able to replay them whenever you want, but you'll only be able to play on replay a set of missions that belong to honor you have at that time. I know it is stupid, but that's what it is. If you ask me which path is more interesting and has more entertaining missions, the answer is definitely the outlaw path. All these missions are great, but robbing a bank is something we all are craving for in Red Dead Online, and we can do it only in the mission called Banks Don't Rob Themselves, which belongs to, well, outlaw path. Again, we have something to be said for since there is so much space for extending the storyline, but the more time passes, the less expectations I have in this regard. Now, since you have basic idea what to do to get money and gold, you only need an advice on what to buy and what to avoid in the meantime. I already mentioned bolt action rifle. Next things to buy are fairly cheap. You should get yourself a bow and a fishing rod. Both of these are essential, a bow for hunting and silent kills from distance, while you need fishing rod for killing aliens obviously. Now, fishing is the good source of materials, and selling fish might be some source of bucks, but this was nerfed a while ago, so the only thing that's left for fishermen is to level up health quickly while getting fish. Next thing to get is better revolver, and depending on your level, you should either get a Navy or a Schofield revolver. I prefer Navy, but it really comes down to personal preference, believe me. Stats don't make much of a difference in fights. The last essential but not least is a varmint rifle. Most of people would put this one much higher in the essential list, but I disagree on this. Getting perfect pelts from smaller animals is not that important in early stages. These are the essentials, and I will definitely create a list of 10 most important things for beginners in RDO, but I don't want to waste more of your time right now. Now, one advice regarding the economy before the end of this video. You will probably be tempted to buy yourself a new attire, but so much clothes in the game is with a purpose. The sole purpose is to make you splash your money early on useless things, so you won't have enough for things that really matter. It is even dumber, if we call things properly, to buy clothes and other cosmetics for gold. It is most common mistake when beginners see a price in bucks and gold, and instead of grinding for dollars to buy it, they pay with gold. A huge and costly mistake which will either make you quit the game or, like developers hope, buy gold with real money. Should you buy it for real money? Don't do it. Ever. You don't need to. Worst thing which can happen to you if you pay real money is to get everything in the game too fast and get bored even faster. So just for the sake of this issue, don't do it. Enjoy the grind and you'll thank me later. Another thing that could be tempting for you to buy is to buy yourself an A-class horse. Again, don't do it. The difference between most horses is negligible, and the real use of more stamina can be seen if you make your horse run very long distances. On shorter ones, you won't see that much of a difference. Even the scrawny neck will suffice, however hard for you is to believe. The time for better horse will come really soon. What else can make a leak in your savings box? I believe it is highly unlikely, but I will still mention it. Don't play poker. That's an activity to do when you get bored of other things in the game. Don't buy food in general stores. And don't splash too much cash on tonics either. They are indeed quite expensive for rookies, and if you want to stash too many, it will burn your savings in no time. Since I mentioned food, it would be wise for you to hunt animals and skin them and sell their skins to butchers while keeping meat for yourself. About the meat, the best you can use to your advantage is big game meat. You get it from cougars, panthers, bears, wolves, and crocs. Making this meat seasoned will boost your course depending on the seasoning and will regenerate your bars while out of the fight. Theoretically, it will regenerate you even in a fight, but if you're under fire, it won't change your destiny by much. And believe it or not, this is your basic knowledge for Red Dead Online in a nutshell. Extensive guides on the roles are created separately, so when the time comes, you are welcome to watch these tutorials as well. I hope I managed to make your first days in the frontier easier for you. See you guys in the next video. Cheers!